الحمد لله رب العالمين اللهم صل على محمد النبي الأمي وعلى آله وبارك وسلم تسليما اللهم صل على محمد النبي الأمي وعلى آله وبارك وسلم تسليما اللهم صل على محمد النبي الأمي وعلى آله وبارك وسلم تسليما. Alhamdulillah, brothers, we are continuing from the book of Shaikh Abdul Fattah Abu Ghuddah rahmatullah alayh. This book is about how to develop the Muslim personality and how we can correct our manners, and especially different adab regarding our day-to-day life which we encounter every day, different acts. So we have continued, we have already said about different adab while we are entering the house and while we are going outside the house. And we have mentioned about that it is sunnah to come with the right feet and don't disturb when people are sleeping. And we mentioned about different hadith mentioning about how Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam used to act when he was entering and someone is sleeping. We talked about how to close the door. We should be closing it silently and some other manners. Now, still continuing another aspect of entering and exiting the house, and this is about the greeting. So when we are entering the house, it is sunnah to say assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. And this greeting is the greeting of Islam, that may peace and mercy of Allah and the barakah of Allah be with you. And we should not be saying good morning, hello, and other things when we are entering in our house or entering others' house. Okay, and we should be saying assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Or if there are some others who are non-Muslim, then we can say assalamu ala man ittaba al-huda. This is what Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam used to say. Another thing is, when we are entering the house, we should be saying assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, irrespective of the scenario, whether someone is in the house or not. Maybe it is empty, but we should say assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah even if it is empty, because there are angels, there are jinns or others. So whoever is in the house, we should say assalamu alaikum. Another thing, when we are going outside the house, we should say assalamu alaikum as well. So this is what our Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam taught Anas ibn Malik radiallahu anhu, his servant, Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam's servant and very faithful servant. He said that, my son, greet your family when you enter, for that is a blessing for you and your family. Okay. And Qatada rahmatullah alayhi said that when you are entering, you should greet your family, and your family is the most worthy of getting your greetings. We say greetings to others as well, but we should say to our family especially. Okay, and then the Shaykh has mentioned about one narration which is in Tirmidhi, and which Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, when you are joining, if you are joining a gathering, greet them, and if you want to leave, dismiss yourself. The first is no less important than the second. That means when we are coming or entering a gathering, suppose some people are sitting there, we should say assalamu alaikum, and when we are leaving the gathering, we should say assalamu alaikum as well. Both is important. Also, it is sunnah to say Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim when we enter. And when we coming out, we should be saying Bismillahi tawakkaltu ala Allah wa la hawla wa la quwwata illa billah. If we say that, then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, it is said from the side of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, it is said that you are protected and you are saved. and shaitan will leave him. He will not, shaitan is not with him. So when we are going outside the house, we should say Bismillah, tawakkaltu ala Allah, wala hawla wala quwwata illa billah. I'm repeating, Bismillah, tawakkaltu ala Allah, wala hawla wala quwwata illa billah. When we are going outside. When we are entering, we should say Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. There are other dua as well. Bismillahi walajna, wa bismillahi kharajna, wa ala Allahi rabbina tawakkalna. So this is regarding entering and leaving the house, and what should we say when we enter a house, when we leave the house. Okay, there is another benefit of saying Bismillah and Assalamu alaikum. If we say Bismillah when we entering the house, and when we eat our food, we say Bismillah, shaitan says to his army, you can say, that there is no sleep here, no food here. Okay, let's go. And shaitan will say to his group, if someone is not saying Bismillah, then shaitan says to his group, you secured your sleep and dinner. Means he enters with you in your house, and you didn't say Bismillah. Shaitan entered with you, and he says to people that you have secured your sleeping place. And then if you are not saying Bismillah before your food, and shaitan says to him, you have secured your sleep, you have secured your dinner as well. Something like this. So this is what narrated in Muslim, in the Sunan, in the Muslim it is hadith book of Imam Muslim rahmatullah alayhi. So this was regarding all those things. What should we say? So as I'm repeating, before we enter the house, we should say Bismillah, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. When we going out, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. And we should say Bismillah at least. And we should say Bismillah, tawakkaltu ala Allah, wa la hawla wa la quwwata illa billah. This is regarding when we are entering and when we are going outside the house. What should we say? Now another important adab, that is, when we are entering the house, we should announce our presence. Announce our presence means people should know that you are there. Okay, don't just we should not be doing like I'm just entering the house suddenly and descend upon them suddenly, and people become astonished and frightened. Oh, someone has come. So we should not be doing that. Okay, so Abdullah ibn Mas'ud radiallahu anhu, he is very famous Sahabi. His son said that my father, Abdullah ibn Mas'ud radiallahu anhu, used to announce his arrival by addressing his family in a cordial tone. He used to announce his arrival by addressing his family with a cordial tone. And Imam Ahmad ibn Hanbal rahmatullahi alayhi, famous Imam Ahl Sunnah wal Jama'ah, he used to, when he used to come inside the house, before entering, he used to announce his presence by tapping the shoes. Like he is making some sound with his shoes, or maybe he used to do something like coughing, like something like this. Okay, so doing something like this gives the information of his presence to the family or to the people who is inside the house. And this is what used to be done by others. But this is a very important so to do this coughing, we are used to it with this, but maybe we didn't know that it is a part of Islam, and it is a very nice and very decent act used to practiced by our pious predecessors. Okay, now I'm closing this talk with the Bukhari and Muslim's narration. Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam has denounced those who unexpectedly surprise their families at night. Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam denounced those who unexpectedly surprise their families at night. Denounced means Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam has said that I don't have any relation with those people or similar things. So he sallallahu alaihi wasallam denounced those people who unexpectedly surprise their family at night. So this is what we are closing our session today. We have mentioned about what should we say before we enter the house and going outside the house. We should practice assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah, and then wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah. One correction, we normally say wa alaikum assalam. It is not wa alaikum assalam. The correct pronunciation is wa alaikumus salam wa rahmatullah. So we should say assalamu alaikum wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah, and going outside also we should say assalamu alaikum bismillahi tawakkaltu ala Allah, and we say that we should use right and left while entering and leaving respectively. And also we mentioned about saying bismillah and the benefit of bismillah, announcing your presence by doing some sound, tapping the shoes or making some cough and say assalamu alaikum. And we should not be entering the house suddenly. So this what concludes our session today about some of the aspects we should be mindful of about entering and leaving the house. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us tawfiq to practice upon all those things and convey these things with our fellow Muslim brothers and sisters. Jazakallahu khairan.